So, how good is your BS detector? Can you tell fact from fiction? You may find out that your BS detector isn't as strong as you think it is. Or maybe I'm full of it. Welcome back to Dark and Creepy Diamond Painting, my crypt crew, my creepy little crafters. Tonight, we're going to be doing something that we like to do once in a while. We're going to play fact or fiction while I kit up a canvas. Now, I'm going to tell you 5 stories. Some of them completely true, some completely made up. Your job is to decide which is which. No Googling, no cheating, and no calling the DPP. Just listen to the evidence and trust your instincts. Keep score as we go and see how many you can get right. Ready? Let's begin. All right, you guys. Story number 1. The missing 310. Dun dun dun. Imagine, if you will, spending 3 months looking for something. Not your keys, not your wallet, not your glasses. A bag of black drills, 310s, my friend. Now, I know some of you are already laughing because you've probably lost enough 310s to pave a parking lot. But this story gets stranger. A diamond painter had finally started the canvas that she had been saving for months. It was one of her unicorn canvases. A massive Gothic castle. Ooh, I like this already. There were dark skies, dark towers, dark everything. And like many dark canvases, it required an absolutely ridiculous amount of our best friend 310. And one evening, she reached for her drill baggie. Poof! It was gone. Vanished. It just wasn't there. She checked the tray. Nothing. And she checked every container. Nothing. She searched the floor. Did it fall? Nada. Sidebar here. Personal note. Did you check the crumb catchers, my friend? Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. Those crumb catchers, they catch an awful lot of odd stuff sometimes. Like that, I probably would have searched there before the floor. I've been like, just look down, check there. Sorry, that was all. I just wanted to, because from my notes that she didn't check the crumb catchers, which is the first place I would have looked personally, but while fighting with this frickin' drill. Okay, carrying on, continuing. Anyway, so she looked everywhere for this baggie of 310 drills to work on her canvas, and they had been there 1 minute and were gone the next, right? Just completely disappeared, as if it had never even existed. At first, she kind of blamed herself, like, oh, I shouldn't have been crafting on the couch or whatever, I should have been paying more attention, and now, I've lost my 310s, and it's a pretty important color for this canvas, right? And then, she blamed her husband, because, duh, that's like the next logical step, right? If your drills go missing, at first you're like, oh, I'm such an idiot, why? And then you're like, wait a second. Misplaced anger. Oh, husband. Grr. What'd you do with my drills? I think Sundown just responded. I think he was like, what? Anyway, and then, she even blamed the cat. That darn cat just took off with my baggie of drills. How rude. Blaming everybody, right? Eventually, she ended up blaming supernatural forces. Because honestly, what else was left? Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into a couple months, and the canvas couldn't wait forever. So she substituted drills from some of her older kits. So she started pulling 310s out of kits from the stash, just thinking either, my drills will turn up, or I'll replace them later, I'll order some, whatever the case may be. But she started replacing grabbing 310s out of other kits to replace this missing big old bag of 310s. Borrowed leftovers were dipped into, and mixed shades, maybe even. Grab some 939s, 823s, whatever you could find. And, she made it work. So finally she finished the painting. It was beautiful. It was complete. Mystery unresolved, though. Then came D-Kit day. Time to de-kit, clean up, make room for the next canvas, right? She grabbed the original shipping tube that the canvas had come in, and as she carried it toward the trash can, she heard something. A little rattling. And then she kind of froze, like, what was that? She shook the container again, and yeah, it was definitely rattling. She peered inside. Nothing. She looked again, like, let's double check here. Something is, something weird's in this box. I hear a little shaky rattle, right? And still, like, nothing. Finally, she, as she's walking through and she keeps hearing this rattling, she decided to tear open the cardboard liner, and out spilled hundreds of black drills. The entire missing bag. The drills had somehow slipped between the rolled canvas and the wall of the shipping tube, and they'd been there the entire time. For months. Just waiting to be found. Man, imagine that. You wait and wait and wait. You get a couple kits and you put them in the stash, and by the time you get around to this one and you're kitting it up and trying to work through it, and you're missing an integral color, and then what am I doing? And then you just give up and start pulling from your leftover drills and other kits to compensate, just to find the drills were in the original shipping box to begin with. Oi! So, what do you think, creepy crypt crew? Was this a factual story, or was this total BS? We'll reveal everything later. Are you ready for story number 2? Okay, story number 2, the museum heist. Imagine showing up to work one day, and 2 police officers are standing outside, and they tell you they're investigating a disturbance on the property. They said a silent alarm has gone off or something. There's some kind of disturbance reported, and they need to investigate. And, of course, you're going to let the police in, right? Except they aren't police. And what happens next becomes the largest art theft in history. In American history. The date was March 18th, 1990. The place was the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in Boston. And after midnight, 2 men dressed as police officers approached the museum. The guards let them in. That decision would change history as we know it. The fake officers immediately restrained the guards, and they spent more than an hour wandering the museum. Not rushing. They took their time. They were taking in the sights. They didn't rush. They didn't panic. Almost as if they knew exactly what they wanted. When they left, 13 priceless works of art were gone. Paintings, sketches, masterpieces, works created by some of the greatest artists we have ever known. We're talking about massive value here. They got away with what in today's value would likely exceed $500 million or more. That's a mighty big paycheck. Investigators chased leads for decades. They tried looking into organized crime. They were thinking maybe international thieves, professional art smugglers. But every lead was a dead end. Nothing stuck. Years became decades, and paintings never returned. The thieves were never definitively identified. To this day, empty frames still hang in that museum, waiting, just in case the artwork ever comes home. Now, this is where you ask yourself, does this sound too unbelievable to be true? Or is reality simply stranger than fiction? I mean, you'd think the advancements in technology and, all that stuff, you would think that, you hear stories all the time about how, like, oh, there was an estate sale, and when the great-grandchildren went and looked in the attic, they found the lost Picassos or whatever. I mean, you hear that kind of stuff all the time. I mean, it could be possible that the art was never seen again and that the thieves were never caught. Or, I mean, heck, look at your walls. You might have one of those paintings that you picked up at a garage sale or something, thought it was pretty, and it might be on your wall. You don't know. Could be. I mean, it sounds reasonable, right? Fact or fiction? All right, you guys. Are you ready for story number 3? Are we ready? Story number 3 is The Haunted Diamond Painting. Pretty sure I had one of those. I'm pretty sure I think that every canvas with pink in it's haunted. Oh no, that's just demons, nightmare demons. Ugh. Anyway, The Haunted Diamond Painting. So this next story begins with a thrift store purchase. Uh-oh. One afternoon, a woman was out thrifting, as one does, and she found a completed diamond painting at the thrift store. It wasn't expensive. It's only a couple bucks. And she bought it because she thought it was pretty. She hung it near her crafting desk. And then weird things started happening. Mood. What weird things, ma'am? Every morning, she found drills scattered across her work surface. Not a lot, just a couple, kind of here or there. A few of them just scattered about. But this was occurring day after day, week after week. Scattered drills all over her work surface every morning. The mystery grew even stranger. The loose drills matched colors found in the thrifted diamond painting, and not her current project. Oh. She blamed the cat first. I mean, sounds logical and reasonable. Those little hellions, they do all kinds of stuff like that, right? And then she remembered she didn't own a cat. That damn cat. Wait a minute. I don't have a cat. Where's the husband? Are we the same diamond painter from earlier? Are we going to blame the husband? That darn sundown. What the heck? Why are you scattering my drills, man? And then she blamed maybe vibrations. Maybe she bonked her knee on the bottom of her desk, or maybe, she bumped it with her elbow. We've all done that, been there, right? Maybe, ghosts. Because honestly, what else is there? I think a lot of crafters at this point, if you've ruled out like everything else, you got to start thinking outside the box, and that might lead you to ghosts. Eventually, she was so like confused, perplexed, and perturbed by the fact that, she would clean up the area, and then every day when she woke up, she'd come out and find more drills from that canvas, like just scattered about, that she set up a nanny cam, you guys. Now we're in full-blown ghost investigation mode. She set up a nanny cam, and the next morning when she got up and found the same thing she had been finding for weeks, scattered drills across her workspace in the same color scheme as the haunted diamond painting, but not her current canvas. She checked the footage. I would too. The room appeared to be completely still. There were no people, no, pets, or a sneaky cat or raccoon or something coming in the dog door. I don't know. There's none of that. No animal activity, and no clumsy husband. No, none of that. Nothing unusual until she noticed something. The ceiling fan, not spinning, not moving dramatically, just vibrating ever so slightly. The tiny movement was enough to shake poorly attached drills loose from an old canvas, one by one. Night after night. The mystery had a perfectly logical explanation. Or did it? Was there actually a thrift store painting shedding drills and the fan was to blame? Or is this entire story something I made up? Vote carefully. Story number 4. The secret message nobody can solve. Now, what if I told you that the CIA has a puzzle sitting outside its headquarters that no one can fully solve? Would you believe me? Do you think it's possible? I mean, it's the CIA, folks. I probably just triggered like all the agencies. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Dark and Creepy Diamond Painting. Enjoy the video. CIA, if I've triggered you and you're now listening, can you confirm or deny that there's a puzzle sitting outside your headquarters that nobody can solve? And let us know in the comments. Thanks. But nobody can fully solve this puzzle. Not amateur puzzle makers, not professional cryptographers, not intelligence experts. Nobody. Maybe there is no answer then. I mean, it's a lot of smart people. You'd think somebody would have figured it out by now. The artwork is called Kryptos. Kryptos with a K. Kryptos. From a distance, it looks like a sculpture. There's metal and stone, some letters. Nothing particularly unusual. Just kind of it's a statue. Until you learn those letters contain encrypted messages. Over the years, puzzle enthusiasts began decoding sections of the sculpture. One section solved, then another got solved, and then another got solved. Each success brought renewed excitement to Kryptos, the statue puzzle. Outside the CIA building. Boy, just a sidebar here for a second. I don't know anyone who would want to knowingly just sit outside the CIA day after day for years figuring out puzzles. Oh boy, you're just asking for trouble. Okay, sorry. I love you, CIA. All right, so so people were solving the sections. One got solved and it led to another and another, and so like everybody's getting excited because like, oh gosh, we're really rocking and rolling. We're getting this figured out. But one final section refused to surrender its secrets. Experts have spent years studying this final section. Some have spent decades trying to figure it out. Entire communities have been formed around solving this mystery. People have developed theories. Some believed it concealed coordinates. Others believe it contains a hidden message. And a few people thinks that it points towards something buried. Like what? I don't know. What would the... Uh-oh. Container too small. Please stand by. Problem solved. Well, this problem, not Cryptos, the CIA puzzle. Anyway, I'm curious though, like what would be buried? Would you want to find something that the CIA buried? Would you really want to find that something? Not entirely convinced that I would. So, well, I've solved one other mystery real quick. Sidebar, sorry. You may hear Sundown snoring. If you're wondering what the mysterious grumbling sound is, no, my friends, it is not a government agency coming to get me for mentioning them in a video and conjuring them up. It's just Sundown napping on the couch. All right, sorry. Anyway, continuing. And, yeah, despite all the efforts, that final section has remained unsolved. Imagine creating a puzzle so difficult that generations of people fail to crack it. Now imagine placing it outside the CIA headquarters. Fact or fiction? That's your job to figure out. Yep. All right, you guys. And then we have story number 5. The final story for this 2-part episode. Yes, I said it. It's a 2-parter. This first 5 stories are tonight, and the next 5 are going to be next episode. Story number 5, The Diamond Painter's Greatest Secret. Oh boy. Every crafter has a project that they regret buying. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. 3 magical letters just popped into my head. And you can find them in the first 4 letters of the alphabet. Solve that puzzle. Okay, anyway. Every crafter has a project they regret buying. Maybe the colors are ugly. Maybe the rendering's awful. Maybe it looked amazing online and terrible in person. No, none of those things ever happen. Gosh, who are you kidding? This story begins with one of those purchases. A diamond painter bought a canvas that she absolutely hated. Well, why? The problem is, you ask? Well, she had already told everyone how excited she was to obtain this particular canvas. In fact, she told everybody how excited she was to start it. And her friends were waiting. Her viewers, she's a content creator, because her viewers are waiting. So her friends are waiting to see her start it. Her viewers are waiting to see her start it, and people kept asking for updates on it. So instead of admitting that she hated the canvas, she pretended. Week after week, she posted progress photos. I feel like I know where this might be going. She posted progress photos, just tiny little amounts of progress, little section here. Oh, look here's a drill on my pen. I'm putting a drill down. Woot woot. A picture. Just tiny little amounts. And after a while, a section was completed, and then another. But then nothing. And months passed. Followers began noticing something just a tad odd. The canvas never really seemed to change that much in the pictures and stuff. I mean, the same section kept appearing repeatedly. The same drills, the same drill colors, the same pattern, the same corner of canvas were in all of her update photos, just kind of shot from different angles. And eventually somebody kind of compared the screenshots and the pictures and said, that they noticed that the project had barely moved in 6 months. They were getting updates for 6 months of pretty much the same section, just upside down, sideways, at an angle, whatever, to kind of maybe look like more was being done and it was maybe a different section even. And so people started calling out and asking questions. And finally, the creator confessed she hated the canvas. She hadn't worked on it in ages. She did that one section and never touched it again, and had been faking the updates because she was embarrassed to admit that she hated this canvas that she just, went on and on about getting. Now think on that one carefully, my friends. Could someone really keep up a crafting deception that long? Or is this a completely BS fabricated story? Ooh, that's a tough one. That is a tough one, you guys. But you know what? You know what's even tougher? I'm about to tell you. You ready? As I mentioned, or maybe I didn't. If I didn't, here's your sign. This is a 2-part episode, and this was just part 1. And you're not going to get your answers until part 2 coming soon. So keep your scorecards handy, my friends, because the next episode will be part 2, and it will contain 5 more stories and reveal the truth behind tonight's 5 stories. So how many, just out of curiosity, how many did you mark as fact tonight, and how many did you mark as fiction? Don't change your answers now. Don't do it. In the next episode, we'll reveal the truth behind each story and see who among the Crypt crew has the sharpest detective skills. Is the crinkling baggies driving you nuts like it is me? Okay, just checking. That's enough for tonight. And if you're anxious for your answers, you can leave them in the comments down below if you want. And we'll see how you did in part 2. Until then, stay naughty. Oh, and P.S., in case you're wondering, well, Mushy, what canvas are you kitting up? You didn't tell us or show us or nothing. Oh my gosh. I'll give you a hint. Here's your hint. There you go. Have you guessed what canvas from this hint and this color palette? Can you tell what canvas I'm kitting up? I'm throwing myself on the sticky canvas. I am going to kit up another whip, mid-month challenge and everything. I'm still fighting my challenge canvases, but for you, I will do this. All right. See you next time. Stay naughty. Blah, 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 blah. I should probably be checking to make sure I'm putting the right colors in the right containers, shouldn't I? Probably. Words are hard. At the blah, blah, blah. Crafty-ish Kristen canvases. Let me stop trying to crack jokes and actually tell the story. Mess this up. What is going on?